Oh, this actually will be a fun one. So this is the most functional, arguably.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it
Hmm.
is. And then, but you have to be a category of human being that is arguably the least functional. You have to be a giant, like a
A
literal
giant.
giant.
Yeah.
You have to be a 400-pound giant.
Or a 400-pound short guy, but
It evens out. You have to be 400 pounds. And so we're talking about the sport of strongman.
strong man.
And it is, I actually love it. I love what Rogue has done with it, with the
Hmm.
Arnold, and I love. There's this great show on the History Channel recently. I forget. I think it's called Strongest something Worlds. I forget what it's called, but it's a History Channel show that kind of showcases some of it um, over like the history of the idea of what a strongman is.
Yeah.
Really cool thing to check out. But yeah, this sport, it's all about moving big, odd objects, heavy things, and it combines that element of like quickness and cardio. Not maybe
Yeah.
not to an extreme degree, but there's definitely some cardio involved.
Yeah, I put that time is this is the first one where time is a factor.
Yeah, so yeah, you're exactly right. Just about every one of the events, I could be wrong here, but I think every event has a time element to it,
Yeah.
right? It's either like the most amount, they'll have a barbell that's like 800 pounds, but it'll be the most deadlifts in a minute or something
Yep.
like that. You
Or a
have,
250-pound dumbbell.
yeah, there's always a time element, I think, for sure. So, yeah,
Hmm.
you're always racing the clock, you're racing the competitors. So, you're huffing and puffing, you're out of breath for sure. Got to have that conditioning. This, like you mentioned with the guy who threw up all over the windshield, same thing's going to happen here, okay?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
these guys eat ridiculous amounts of food.
Well, when you bleed out of your ears during your sport and that's just like a Tuesday,
Mm,
you're in a different category of human being.
yeah. But if you feel like you got to eat a bunch of, if you're into the idea of eating a bunch of food,
Hmm.
but you don't like the idea of it being strict quality, then this might be the one for you because you don't need to be super lean here. Bodybuilding, it's a lot of food, but it's got to be like a lot of chicken and rice and
Yeah.
broccoli. And
I
like,
will say though, like when I'm watching some of these competitions, first of all, any human being looks ridiculous next to anyone else. So it's comical to watch a referee with like a bell, and that referee might be like 5'10", just next to a monster.
a 6'9", 400 pound.
Yeah, nothing is, you don't see that contrast ever.
Mm-mm.
But that's fun. And then they wear these like regular people clothes, but they're not regular people clothes. They wear a parachute, and and that covers their shoulders and chest and their bellies out. But a lot of them do have abs.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
But it's not though. It makes sense because you to lift the weights that they're lifting,
Mhm.
you have to have an immense amount of muscle mass.
Yeah, pure hypertrophic. They're just massive.
Yeah, you have to have a ton of muscle mass. And there's also going to be PEDs involved here again.
Hmm.
I don't think we mentioned that with Olympic lifting, but I'm sure it's rampant. so, so let's just throw that out there too.
Call a spade a spade.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they do. And what we see with Eddie Hall, who retired and then lost like a lot of weight, his
Hmm.
abs now are popping more. And I think the
Yep.
same thing is happening with Thor, who recently lost like a pretty significant amount of weight too.
Basically, he lost me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Lost
exactly.
me, and he's still over 300 pounds.
Yeah, he's still over 350 pounds.
So I think the time element is kind of what makes this cool, right? So it's one thing to just pick up a big ass rock, but we got to see who can pick up that rock, move it over here, and put it down the fastest. That's what makes it super fun.
Yeah, and I personally like it a lot because all the ones we've talked about so far are even bodybuilding are these barbell sports, right?
Hmm.
It's
Yep.
gym sports. They're gym sports. this is the first one where like you're outside of the gym, and now of course because you have to have a standardized equipment, so they do have these smooth stones and all that sort of thing, because how can you compare if it's not standardized across the world? But at its heart, it is the one where like you just go out and you find some odd rock or a couch or a refrigerator or an actual car and like pick it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Pull a tractor trailer, pick a rock up and put it on a shelf, throw a keg over a pole vault
yeah,
target,
yeah.
a,
Throwing
a
the
full keg.
throwing. I think the one I saw most recently was like either earlier this year or last year, where they had the kettlebell event where they throw it over, but they don't use kettlebells anymore. They use these sandbags.
Hmm.
But it's like a 70 or 80 pound sandbag that they're throwing over.
20 feet.
No, I think it's like 30 feet. I think it's 30 feet.
So pretty much what happens is they set a standard, and then when everyone beats that standard, they just make it heavier and higher, and then people just keep meeting standards.
Yeah, it's crazy. Um, but yeah, super cool, I think, just from that perspective.
In theory, it would be fun to make my own strongman event for normal people.
Already done. This is what's going to be fun. Wadapalooza has a competition. I don't remember what they call it, but they have this competition. It's a 1 day. So Wadapalooza, the CrossFit competition that takes place in Miami every year. It's a 3 day competition if you're in the CrossFit division, but they have this strongman division, which has, I think it has 2 weight classes, and or maybe it doesn't even have a weight class, but they incorporate CrossFit movements such as muscle ups and like handstand push ups and stuff like that. So by the nature of incorporating those movements,
It equalizes for body weight.
yeah, you can't be 400 pounds if there's like 9 muscle ups in the workout. You know what I mean?
Although, honestly, I'm pretty sure Thor could do 9 muscle ups.
I think he would break the rings. I think that would disqualify you.
Okay. All right. We'll skip over this one. I'm gonna call Katie Henniger a rogue, and we're gonna make this happen.
but anyways, so that competition, I saw it last year. I didn't know that they had this. This is the first time I saw it last year. And I was like, that's really cool. So like you had to do like a yoke walk down to the rings and then jump up and do some muscle ups and then yoke walk back and do something else. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I was talking even simpler than that. Like, you find a rock and you pick it up and you carry it and put it down.
That's cool too. I like that too.
It would be okay, this is a cool movement idea. If you're in a strongman, pick a city that you like, go around the city and find 5 different things that you can challenge yourself to do, and then make it like the Philly challenge or the Chicago challenge. And it's like, what is someone going to do? Pick up a giant rock and take it away from you? Like, no, you just pick it up, you move it, and you put it down. And then the next person picks it up, has to move it, put it back.
Yeah.
Like a hyper local strongman course.
I love that. I don't know if you've ever seen, I believe it's on YouTube. Rogue, I think, has a video. It's from several years ago at this point. But it's something like that where they go over to Scotland, because that's like, I think where strongman originated, was somewhere over there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple towns, but the one town over there has this stone that's, I don't know what it's called, but it's like the coming of age stone for like boys when they're 17 or something like that. I don't know if it still is, but it was in their culture, at least it used to be. And so like a tradition is they have to like go down and they have to pick up this stone. And if they don't pick it up, they're like not considered a man, basically. And it's like, but the whole point of this video was they were traveling to that location just to do that challenge. And then they were traveling to another location just to do that location's challenge. And it's kind of similar to what you're just saying. I thought it was pretty cool, like a cool idea.
Yeah, like I mean, if anyone has a quarry, you could like put a stone at the bottom and it's your job to carry it to the top, and then they just roll it back down.
The Sisyphus challenge.
The Sisyphus challenge. Is that